All right, babies. So we're going to go ahead and practice a little bit here for solving systems of equations with elimination, okay? So this is a little different. As you can see, you have 3x plus 2y equals 11. And on the next one, you have 7x minus y equals 3. What I would do to be able to eliminate, I see that this is 1, -1, and this is plus 2. If I can make this one -2, then I'm good to go. So instead of multiplying by -1, we did that today in class. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave the first one like it is. But I'm going to take that second one and change it by multiplying it by 2. So 2 times 7x would be 14x. 2 times -y is -2y, and then 2 times 3 would be 6. And then this way I can eliminate the y's. 14x plus 3x would be 17x. The y's are canceled, and 11 plus 6 would be 17. When you divide by 17, x equals 1. All right, so remember, I'm going to go to the one that I did not change, that one, and I'm going to substitute by 1. So instead of 3x plus 2y equals 11, I have 3 times 1 plus 2y equals 11. And then after that, equation solver takes over. So that would be 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2x minus 11, enter alpha, enter, and you get that your y equals 4. So my point for that first one would be 1 and 4. All right, let's go to number 2. If I take that second one and I multiply that by -3, I can eliminate the excess. All right, so I'm going to keep the first one like it is. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it now so that I know this is the one that I'm not changing. And then I'm going to take that second one and multiply everything by -3. So -3 times x is -3x. -3 times 3y is -9y, and -3 times -7 would be 21. And now I can eliminate the excess. -4 and -9, -13y. And then 18 plus 21 equals 39. And when I divide that by -13, oops, you can't see it, I'm sorry. Y equals -3. So now I'm going to come over here to the original one and substitute the value of the y, which is -3. So 3x minus 4y equals 18. 3x minus 4 times -3 equals 18. And now I go to equation solver. So that would be 3x, -4 times -3 is positive 12. And then I'm going to change that 18. Enter alpha, enter. And your x equals 2. All right, so my point would be 2 and -3. All right, let's go to 5 and 6. All right. So on this one, I'm going to have to multiply both of them. You see it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the top. I'm sorry, the top is 2. I'm going to start all over again, I'm sorry. So for number 5, the easiest way to do this is to multiply this by 3 and multiply this by 2, and that way I get a positive 6x and a negative 6x, and I'm done with this one. And I can eliminate the x's. Now remember, these are the ones that I haven't changed. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight them. 3 times 2x would be 6x. 3 times 5, 15y, and 3 times 11 is 33. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply it and align it right here. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6x. 2 times 8y, 16y, and 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Alright, this is eliminated. 15 plus 16 would be 31y. 33 minus 2 is 31 when I divide by 1. By 31, I'm sorry, y equals 1. So remember, go to the ones that you have not changed. You can pick either one. I usually just pick the first one. So that would be 2x plus 5y equals 11. And instead of a y, you're going to put a 1. And then equation solver takes over. So 2x, 5 times 1 is 5, and then minus 11. Enter alpha, enter. So you get that your x equals 3. So my point would be 3, positive 1. Positive 1. All right, let's do number 6. All right, so for number 6, try to pick numbers that are not, like I wouldn't do 5 and 7. I would definitely do 3 and 4 for this one. Because 5 and 7, that means I'm going to have to multiply all that by 5, and that's a 35. All that by 7, and that's a 35. That's too big. I'd rather multiply this by 3 and that by 4. I'm sorry, this by 3, that by 4, and that way I can get 12. I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'm sure we didn't understand all that. Sorry. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by 4 so that I can get negative 12. And then I'm going to multiply this by 3 so that I can get positive 12. And then I can eliminate those y's. I'm going to highlight the original ones just so that I don't get confused. 4 times 7x would be 28x. 4 times negative 3y would be negative 12y. And 4 times 2 is 8. And I'm going to multiply, distribute that one, but put it over here. All right, 3 times 5x would be 15x. 3 times 4y would be 12y. And 3 times negative 17 would be negative 51. All right, 28x plus 15x would be 43x. That cancels. And then 8, take away 8 and negative 51 would be negative 43. So you get that x equals 1. I'm sorry, negative 1. All right, so let's do it over here. Come to one of the original ones and just plug that in. So that would be 5 times negative 1 plus 4y equals negative 7. And then equation solver takes over. All right. So then that would be 5 times negative 1 is negative 5 plus 4x plus 17, because that was a negative 17, and now it's going to be a positive 17. Enter alpha, enter, and y equals negative 3. So my point would be negative 1, negative 3. All right, so we've done 1, 2, 5, and 6. let's do 9 and 10 and call it a day. Alright, so for number 9, I can do times 7 and times 2, or I can do times 4 and times 5. It doesn't matter which way I do it, I'm still going to get big numbers. So let's go ahead and just pick one. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply this by 2, and I'm going to go ahead and multiply this by 7. You have a calculator, so this shouldn't be that hard to do. Alright, 2 times negative 7 would be negative 14. 2 times 4y would be 8. And 2 times negative 6 would be negative 12. 7 times 2x would be 14x. 7 times negative 5 would be negative 35y. And 7 times 21 would be 147. And now I can eliminate the x's. Alright, so 8y minus 35y is negative 27y. And then negative 12 plus 147 is 135. And when I divide that by negative 27, I get that y equals negative 5. So now I'm going to come here and plug that in. Remember, one of the originals. So this is 2x minus 5 times negative 5 equals 21. And now equation solver takes over. So 2x, negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. And then that will be minus 21. Enter alpha, enter. X equals negative 2. Alright, so my point would be negative 2 and negative 5. Alright, number 10. Okay, so I have 8x plus 3y equals negative 12. And then 6x plus 5y equals negative 20. I think I'm going to do 15 and not 6 times 8. That's a big number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by 5. And I'm going to multiply this by negative 3 so that I can get positive 15 over here and negative 15 over there. Highlight my originals. 5 times 8x is 40x. 5 times 3y is 15y. And 5 times negative 12, I believe it's negative 60. Yep. Alright. Negative 3 times 6x would be negative 18x. Negative 3 times 5y would be negative 15y. And negative 3 times negative 20 would be 60. Alright. This one's not that bad. 40x minus 18x would be 22x. That is 0. That is 0. So x equals 0. So if x equals 0, you're looking for which intercept? The y-intercept. Thank you very much for those of you that were once at it. Alright, so now, go ahead and plug in that 0 over here. So 6 times 0 would be 0. Right? So then you get, I'm not even going to go to equation solver for this. Y equals negative 4. So my point would be 0 and negative 4. Alright, I think I'm going to work that one. I lied. It's okay. You still love me and I still love you. Alright, so let's do this. An algebra teacher drove by a farmyard full of chickens and pigs. The teacher happened to notice that there were a total of 100 heads. So let's write down. And 270 legs. How many chickens were there and how many pigs were there? All right. So they first need to decide what is X and what is Y. All right. So X would be the number of chickens and Y would be the number of pigs. So my equations need to be equal to 100 and 270. So let's see. There were a total of 110 heads. Each chicken and each pig, if it's not a mutation and it's a normal chicken or pig, it should have one head. So X plus Y equals 100. Now chickens have 2 legs, but pigs have 4. So the one for the legs would be 2X plus 4Y equals 270. So these are my 2 originals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go multiply this one by either a -2 or a -4. I'd rather just do a -2 because that will give me smaller numbers. So I'm going to copy this one, which is the one that I am using, the one that I'm not changing, and I'm going to put that one behind it after I distribute. So -2 times X is -2X, -2 times Y. Oops, I should have put -2Y, no, plus -2Y, sorry. And then -2 times 100 is -200. Okay, so that cancels out. That would be 2Y. And this would be 70, which divided by 2 would equal 35. So now come here and plug in that 35. So that would be X plus 35 equals 100. And then all you have to do to figure out the number of chickens would be to take away 35, and that would be 65. So there's a total of 35 pigs and 65 chickens. All right, that's it, babies. Thank you much. You guys have a good one. I will see you tomorrow.